Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Amir here, and Blake. We here, and I just want to give you a quick review of the new Batman versus Superman movie, or V Superman movie. Apparently, it's a difference between the V, having the V, and having the VS. But that's, I don't even know what that difference is. I just heard it was a difference. But anyway, I recently went to go see the movie, and be warned, there's going to be a couple of spoilers here. But I recently went to go see the movie with my nephew and my nieces that I surprised in New York City last weekend. And I gotta say, if you're a comic book fan, you're gonna point out all the things that's not true to life to the comic book. But then again, what can you really use the term true to life when you're describing a comic book movie or a movie in general? But yeah, if you're a comic book buff, you're gonna look at these movies and be like, that didn't happen in the comic book, but it's a good movie still. I'm not a comic book buff, whereas I would go to the newsstand and buy like a comic book. I used to, but I got a baby now, I can't afford it. But anyway, yeah, it's a really good movie. Special effects are awesome. There's a lot of good setup. I thought there was a lot of good setup for the Justice League movies that are coming out. One of the things that I really liked about this movie was, I know most people hate that Ben Affleck, he played Batman, but I thought he did a good job. He projected that stoic energy of just being like filled with rage, but really controlling it. Like, he projected that really good. I thought he did a good portrayal of that. His physicality was awesome. Like, that's some of the best fighting I've ever seen in like a Batman movie ever. If you compare Ben Affleck's physicality to like Michael Keaton or Christian Bale or George Clooney or Val Kilmer, any of the guys that play like Batman, then you can see a huge difference. Ben Affleck actually trained for a year or two. He trained for I think he said a year to get into, just to be able to fit properly in a costume. And if you look at him in the movie, because this dude's already like 6'2", so he's jacked. So bless you, he's jacked. So he looked good in his Bruce Wayne costumes. He looked good, man. He looked good. Henry Cavill, as Superman, he's jacked. He was super jacked. He's constantly in training now because of the Justice League movies that are gonna be running back to back. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's gonna have some cameos in some of the solo movies of the Justice League members, like the Flash movie they got coming out, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Cyborg, etc. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's gonna make some cameos in those movies. So he gotta stay like constantly ripped, which must suck, man. But anyway, that's aside from the point. So I'll talk about real quick, a couple things that I liked about the movie. Again, I like the characters. They looked like they were superheroes. Oh, you ain't get a chance to see it. That's why you mad. But they actually look like superheroes. Lex Luthor, I thought he was creepy, but that was good because he played by Jesse Eisenberg. He played a good Lex Luthor, man. He was nice and creepy. It's one scene where he do something to like this dude where he try to offer him like a Jolly Rancher and he want to put it in the mouth of the dude for him. I'm like, nah, that's disgusting, but that's creepy, and that's why he projected that really good. So all the actors did a good job. Wonder Woman, I feel like, there's like a bias in Hollywood. Like, female actresses, they don't get as much camera time as their male counterparts. I think she did a good job of projecting like that strength of Wonder Woman that you would see in the comic book. But again, it's kind of hard unless you're like a really visual person to bring that to life. Oh, you want to look at me? Aww. Yeah, so all the actors did a good job. The CGI was good. There was one scene in the beginning where they had Batman do this thing like where he was crawling on. Remember, you was warned. It's spoilers. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. So they had Batman do this thing, or a CGI version of Batman do this thing where he crawled on the ceiling like he was a rat or something. I was like, okay. And I think what happened right there was that they was trying to actually project some of the cartoon version of Batman onto the movie, and then to me it just didn't come out looking right. That was the only thing that really stuck out in my mind. Like, man, that CGI sucked. But You know, the rest of the CGI was good. They introduced Kryptonite, which is good. You know, the way they introduced it was pretty cool. You know, we got some Martha Kent. She got some screen time, which is good. Lois Lane, like, I think her performance, or what's her name? That girl that played Lois Lane, y'all know her. She could, you know, I think they played up that damsel in distress role with her like a little bit too much. You know, so they did show some parts where she was projecting strength, but you know, most of the time she projected that damsel in distress energy there. You know, and I didn't really like care for it too much. But Alfred Pennyworth, Jeremy Irons, man, that dude is awesome. He played a good Alfred Pennyworth, man. He had a real, like, he was projecting so much stuff at once. Like, you can see, like, this dude is like a father figure that really cares about Batman there, or Bruce Wayne. Man, crazy. But yeah, it was a lot of cool Easter eggs. You can go online and find all those Easter eggs. There's some stuff that I didn't even notice because, again, you know, sometimes when you're watching the movies, you get like tunnel vision, so you start to focus on one actor, or you focus on one part of the screen, and then like you just kind of black out the rest. So, you know, the Flash made a cameo, but it didn't look like the Flash. So it was weird because he came talking to Bruce Wayne in a dream sequence. Oh, he got hiccups. He came talking to Bruce Wayne in a dream sequence. You know, so that kind of would lead you to believe that Bruce Wayne got some kind of psychic powers, which he don't. But, you know, again, these movies are up for a creative license, so they can interpret them however they want, right? So, Flash was in the movie. You know, all the Justice League members, the main Justice League members that most people who don't even know about the comic books, they made cameos in the movie. So that was pretty cool to see, you know. The ending, the fight between Superman and Doomsday, and how Doomsday actually came into creation, that was a different twist on the creation. But again, you know, creative license, you can interpret that any way you want when you're a director that's making like gazillions of dollars per movie. So that creation of Doomsday was pretty cool, I thought. And then the fight scene between Superman and Doomsday, that CGI was pretty cool, actually. It was actually pretty cool. It wasn't like they did the CGI in a way like if these two people or things were actually in front of you right now, you would think that it was actually fighting. So it was pretty cool. The team up of the Justice League at the end, that was pretty cool. The Batman versus Superman fight, I wasn't really too impressed with it. But then again, you know, it was keeping in line with what the Dark Knight Returns, with that comic book, because that's where that fight scene comes from. So it was keeping in line with that, like the pretty much the same amount of damage that they caused to each other, etc. Oh, I was surprised too, but then again, you have to look at the Dark Knight Returns comic book to look at Batman from this movie in the proper context. But yeah, Batman was killing people, man. He was burning people up. He was dropping cars on people, man. I was like, damn. I was like, what the hell is this? And I was like, this gotta be a dream sequence, man, because Batman don't kill, but Batman killed. He killed a lot. Man, he was killing mad people, but it was pulled off pretty good. You know, again, I'm just pointing out what I remember. And you know, I want to say that if you're going to, oh man, what's going on? You didn't like the movie? You just saw the preview or the spoiler? Oh man. Yeah, I want to point out that if you're going to see the movie, go ahead, just watch the movie with the mindset of just going in there to enjoy the action and just having a good time, just having a few good laughs. There's a lot of references and Easter eggs in there to that allude to like origins of Batman and Superman. So if you're a comic book buff, you'll notice all these things, but if not, it'll just go over your head, and that's fine. You'll still have fun, you know. So yeah, I would give Batman and Superman, I'm gonna say, an 8 out of 10. Music was good. You got Hans Zimmer who did the soundtrack, so any music with Hans Zimmer, I'm gonna love it, and most people love it. You know, it's pretty epic music. The first, I'm gonna say like 45 minutes. You think an hour? It's like an hour, right? The first hour of the movie it go pretty slow. So, you know, be prepared to look around and see people around you falling asleep. So it's gonna go pretty slow, but I think part of that was a ploy of the director and the producers to kind of want you to be sitting in your seat feeding for that Batman versus Superman fight, and then, you know, also have you feeding for that first reveal of Lex Luthor and his true personality, you know. And it's a lot of, I'm not gonna spoil the whole movie, but it's a very cool sequence of events that leads up to the unveiling of Lex Luthor, Batman, and Superman, you know, their true identities revealed to each other and to us as the viewers. So, good movie. You know, you'll have fun. It's a lot of, you know, it's funny. You know, just be prepared for that first hour to bring a blanket or something, man. Bring a blanket. Bring your Kindle. If you're gonna bring the Kindle, you know, buy my book. But bring the Kindle or something. Bring you some outside food, because you're gonna be sitting there for a minute like, I don't even know what the hell going on right now, man. But it's gonna be kind of like that. So, all in all, yeah, I give it an 8 out of 10. I don't have a, I'm gonna say 8 out of 10 ping pongs. Yeah, 8 out of 10 ping pongs for Batman versus Superman. But it's worth the money to go see, because I'm actually gonna buy it on DVD, because I have Man of Steel. Also, that's another thing. If you haven't seen Man of Steel, the first 20 minutes of the movie is gonna go over your head. Like, I had my nephew, I couldn't believe it. But then again, he can't believe that I haven't seen Star Wars yet either. But that first, I'll say 30 minutes of the movie, if you haven't seen The Man of Steel, then that first 30 minutes is going to go over your head. But once you see Man of Steel, and then you see Batman vs. Superman, you'll understand a lot of things more clearly. So I would advise, actually, that you buy or you even rent Man of Steel. And so that way you'll go into the movie. Because you don't want to sit in there for like 2 hours and be like, man, I don't even know what the hell happened for half the movie. The hell was it? What this thing's like? What is this world in? Why is 2 men falling from space? You know. So you're gonna want to get the watch Man of Steel, guys. But that's my movie review. So, you know, if you watch the movie and, you know, you disagree with any of the reviews that I'm giving, or I gave away too much and you mad at me now, leave a comment. You know. As always, guys, rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. Say bye, Blake. Bye, y'all. Thank y'all for watching the review with my daddy and me. All right, guys. Stay tuned. Have a good day.